United Kingdom is taking bolder steps to strengthen its relationship with partner countries. Last year, it entered into a dialogue partnership with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or Asean. This in a bid to build closer cooperation on several issues, including trade, investment, education, and the environment. What does this mean for the ASEAN and the Philippines in particular? Well, with us now are British Ambassador to the Philippines, Laure, and UK Ambassador to the ASEAN, John Lambe. So ambassadors, good morning to you both. Thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning. Ambassador Lambe, maybe we can start with you. I understand that you arrived in Manila just very recently. How's it been so far, and what do you hope to achieve during the time that you're here in the country?
So good morning, Ria, and thank you for having me join you today. It's great to be here in Manila. So I've actually only visited Manila virtually before, about a year ago. So I'm based in Jakarta, and obviously with all the travel restrictions, it's been difficult to travel. So I arrived yesterday. It's a huge pleasure to be here in person to meet friends and colleagues yesterday from the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Department of Trade here. And this morning, I'm really looking forward to visiting the Asian Development Bank and the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity, both of them based here in Manila. And in the meantime, I'm experiencing the sights and sounds of Manila, seeing the jeepneys, and it's fantastic.
Right. So it sounds like you have a really busy schedule while you're here. But I want to talk about the UK being an ASEAN dialogue partner. I believe this happened more than a year after the UK left the European Union. So, what does the UK being an ASEAN dialogue partner actually mean for the region, especially when it comes to trade and security cooperation?
Thanks, Ria. So we have, part of our ambition in our foreign policy is something we call the Indo-Pacific tilt. That's our ambition to be the most engaged European country in the Indo-Pacific region. And becoming an ASEAN dialogue partner is an absolutely key part of that. So as you said, we became a dialogue partner last year. We're the 11th dialogue partner, the first new one for 25 years. So we're incredibly pleased to have reached that point, really grateful for the support from ASEAN countries, from the Philippines to get there. Since we became a dialogue partner, we've already used that status to deepen our economic cooperation with ASEAN and the members. We're engaging a lot on the situation in Myanmar, supporting ASEAN and its 5-point consensus. And the next steps for us are really looking for ways that we can cooperate even more. You mentioned security, that's really important for us, but also things like the economic recovery from COVID, climate change, health. There's so much that we can do together. And as a dialogue partner, the UK has got the kind of closest relationship with ASEAN to allow us to do that. So it's very exciting for us.
Yeah, lots and lots of issues to address there. Now, Ambassador Beaufils, let's focus in on the Philippines, zero in on the country. What does all of this mean for us in terms of trade and other opportunities?
Yes, good morning, magandang umaga. Yeah, thanks also for having me. So I think you asked an excellent question. And what we aim to do through ASEAN is really to strengthen and complement what we're already doing at a bilateral level between the UK and the Philippines. You ask a question specifically about trade. So to give you an example there, one of the things we want to do through ASEAN is support greater ASEAN integration. And we'll do that through lots of tools, through knowledge exchange, for example, or sharing innovations. And that will support and complement what we do here, for example, on regulatory reforms or supporting cybersecurity or technologies such as fintech. So the two will really work together as a really strong UK offer of support to the Philippines.
Wonderful. There's so much potential there. Now, very recently also, the ASEAN and the UK unveiled a sustainable leadership in the infrastructure program. That, of course, is in a bid to strengthen capacity in infrastructure planning and management. So maybe back to you, Ambassador Lambe, can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, absolutely, Ria. So this is a great example of what Laure was talking about, the different ways that we can work more closely between the UK and ASEAN. And so this program that we've just launched, people can find details on my Twitter account. I'll retweet it again after this, is a new program, an academically accredited program for experts in infrastructure sustainability, which will allow us to share knowledge from the UK private sector, from the academic sector, and from our government as well, with practitioners who already understand these things from right across ASEAN and who want to take their skills up to the next level. So we're launching it really soon. We're looking for expressions of interest now. So if any of your listeners and viewers are interested in this, then please do get in touch.
Amazing. Now, Ambassador Beaufils, the British Embassy in Manila held 3 high-level dialogues last February, and these were dialogues on the UK PH economy, climate change and the environment, and consular or people-to-people links. Could you talk to us a little bit about the results of these dialogues?
Sure. But before I do that, Ria, perhaps it's important to set out that these 3 dialogues are 3 out of 5 dialogues. The other 2 are in peace and security and politics, that basically are the 5 pillars of our enhanced partnership, the partnership that Secretary Locsin and our Foreign Secretary Liz Truss launched at the end of 2021. And through each of the 5 dialogues, we basically take stock of our bilateral cooperation, what's worked well, what hasn't, what we want to improve. And we set really, really clear work programs for the year to come, focusing on what we will deliver that is in common interest for both of our countries and both of our peoples. So to take an example, we just had the economic dialogue in February, as you set out, and we decided that we will do more in specific areas on green infrastructure and in particular renewable energy, more on digital economy, which I know is a key priority for the Philippines, more to support work on economic reform and indeed on education and health. So very specific interventions that we discussed, because we don't want these high-level dialogues to be talk shops, but very much about delivery and implementation and real-life impact for the people of the Philippines and of the UK.
Right. Can't just talk about it, really have to get it going on the ground. Thank you both so much for the work that you do and for being here. That was Ambassador Beaufils and Ambassador Lambe. Thank you for joining us this morning here on New Day.